Okay, we are working on lesson 1.2 today. The objective is to be able to reason abstractly using place value understanding in relation to adjacent base 10 units from the millions to the thousands. So very similar to yesterday, okay? But we're going to work towards it today without using the place value chart. The problem of the day is a review of what we did yesterday. A school district ordered 247 boxes of pencils. Each box contains 100 pencils. If the pencils are to be shared evenly among 10 classrooms, how many pencils will each class receive? You were supposed to draw a place value chart to show your thinking. So you're going to do 2 steps. What's the first step that you're going to show? What's the first step that you need to show? Miles. Multiply. Right, you're going to multiply the 247 boxes of pencils by how many pencils are in each box. So in your place value chart, so I'm going to go from the 10,000s, thousands, hundreds, tens, ones, decimal, tenths. Okay, here we go. So I put down 247. If I'm going to be multiplying by 100 miles, which direction do I need to shift? To the left. And how many places over? 2. Very good. So when I'm multiplying by 100, it gets shifted to the left 2 places. Okay? And then I fill in the rest with zeros. Okay, so how many pencils do I have?
24,700.
Very good. Now, I'm not done yet. That was only the first part of the problem. The second part of the problem asked me to do what? Casey?
Divide the total amount of pencils by 10 classrooms.
Right. So now I'm going to be dividing by 10. So where does my place value shift now? Akash?
One to the right.
1 place value to the right. Very good, because I'm now dividing by 10. So everything gets moved over 1 place to the right. Okay? So that means how many pencils does each class receive? Namia?
Each class receives 2,000.
Very good. So write that out as a sentence. Each class receives 2,470 pencils. Okay. I would like you to take a minute to turn to someone next to you and tell them what you remember from yesterday's lessons about how adjacent units that are next to each other, on the place value chart are related. Okay, Sam and Yarden, what did you guys talk about? What did we learn about yesterday's place values that are adjacent to each other?
Like they're just adding zeros or
Taking away.
taking away zeros, yeah.
So how do you know when you move from place value to place value, how do you know what is what? If I move left or if I move right, what does that tell me?
That you're multiplying or dividing.
You're multiplying or dividing. So when I go to the left, I'm multiplying by 10. And when I shift to the right 1 place, I'm dividing by 10. You got it. Okay. So knowing that, Okay, knowing that yesterday we actually did the physical shifting using place value charts and moving one place to the left or one place to the right or even more than that based on the base 10 number. Okay, let's look at this problem. So I want you to work with your partner to solve this problem. You're going to write 2 complete number sentences on the board to reflect it. Okay, let's see here. Audrey, what did you and your partner get for 4,367 times 10? Equals. You got it. What is it?
4 million.
4 million? Let's give me the digits first.
4, 3, 6, 7.
Very good. So remember, every period is a group of 3 starting from the right. So 1, 2, 3, comma. So my number is 43,670. Okay? What would I get for an answer, Nitsan, for 4,367 divided by 10? What would I get for that? Arseny?
436.7.
Okay. So how did you get that answer?
I moved each digit down in the place value chart.
Uh-huh. Did you use a place value chart to do that?
No.
Okay, so how did you figure it out in your head?
So when you divide by 10,
Yeah.
the ones go to the tens,
Mm-hmm.
the tens go to the ones,
Mhm.
the hundreds go to the tens, and the thousands go to the hundreds.
Mm-hmm. So then all you had to do was add in that decimal place, right? To make the tens place. Okay? Well, let's try this. Okay, so I have another set of problems here. This time I'm giving it to you in decimal form. So we have 3.7 times 100 and 3.7 divided by 100. Go ahead and work on that with your partner. So Vienna, what's your answer for 3.7 times 100?
My answer was 370.
370. Did you use a place value chart?
No.
No. So how did you figure out that your answer is 370 without using the place value chart?
I know that when you multiply by 10, each number goes up each place value.
Mm-hmm.
So I just did that, and instead of putting the 10, I just took it away.
Okay. So she knew that each time you shifted 10, so essentially what you're doing is you're taking this decimal place and you're moving it 1, 2, okay? And you're filling in empty spots with a 0. Okay, the next one. We have 3.7 divided by 100. Finn, how did you get that answer?
I know that if you divide by 100, it has to go down 2 place values.
Very good.
So the answer is 0.027.
And did you use a place value chart? No. So you just visually did it in your head, like you moved it over 2 place values to the left. Awesome. And put the decimal in its proper place. Okay?
Isn't it to the right?
To the left. Oh, wait. To the right. Oops. But you said the answer is 0.037? Should we be going to the right or to the left? To the right? So if we go to the right, then it'd be what?
No, that isn't correct.
Which way should we be going? Left or right? Left. Why are you going left? Because you're dividing. Okay? When you're dividing, your number gets what? Smaller. When you are multiplying, your number gets larger, right? So if you want your number to grow, you move it over to the right. If you want your number to become less, you move the decimal to the left. So Finn was right. It's 0.037. So you're shifting to the left. Okay? All right. Here we go. One more. But this time, I want you to do it without a place value chart. Okay, Jin, what did you get for the answer for 482,000 times 1,000?
So I got 482.
How'd you get 482?
I moved the decimal by 3 points.
Yes, 1, 2, 3 place values, okay? So each one, you're multiplying by 10, right? So each time I shift it over a place value, you're multiplying by 10, and since I'm multiplying by 1,000, that requires me to shift to the right 3 times, okay? So then what happens with 482 divided by 1,000? What would I do there? Namia.
You would move it to the left.
Okay, so what are you moving to the left?
The decimal.
Okay, so the decimal is after the 482, and you're moving it to the left how many times? 3. 1, 2, 3. So my answer would be 0.482. Is it necessary for me to have the 0 here? Could I get away with just writing it as 0.482? Yeah, either way is fine. You can choose to put the 0 there, or you don't have to put the 0 there. Either way, the answer will still be correct. Okay? Again, when you are shifting to the left, you're dividing by 10, and since you're dividing by 1,000, that's 1, 2, 3 places, because 10 times 10 times 10 is 1,000.